Hey everyone, Gaz here. It's Monday morning and I'm trying to snap this out early before anyone gets here because it's embarrassing to do it in front of other people. This is the ABC stuff you all asked for. A few people asked me for this in person, and a few of you wrote online that they wanted to see it. And after the weekend, I thought it was probably the time. So I got what I got. The audio's a bit meh, the camera angle's a bit there. It's a bit shaky, so if you're one of those guys who says all that, get ready. You're going to be typing out some comments today. Apologies if you're some of the people I missed, or apologies if I cut something short. I tried to take as much of the bullshit out of this as I could, so it's not too bad, it's not too shaky, but it is what it is. I thought it was a good time to put it up because I'm sure everyone knows what happened over the weekend at the Animal Sniffers gig in Fed Square. First of all, it's like just a massive gesture from Amy and the boys to do what they did, and we're all just absolutely still stunned. It like completely saved the day for us and a lot of other venues. And I'm sure Shane will have something more to say about that in a future episode of Better Totes and Gardens because it's just such a big thing. He's already said a lot. I encourage you to go over to the Last Chance Instagram and read his words. I'm sure there'll be more of them as well, so keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I'm really shitty. The one thing I didn't get, because the bloody microphone was off, was Lockie from Wombat saying bullshit on the radio. But that happened, and it was mad. It was probably my favourite bit. All right, enjoy guys. We'll see you next week.
I'm going to go straight to you.
Yep, easy.
Live from the Tote Hotel in Collingwood.
On the ABC Listen app
Smart speaker.
and on 774 AM.
In your street, your suburb.
Nobody knows Melbourne like we do.
On 774 ABC Radio Melbourne. This is Ali Moore, live from the Tote Hotel in Collingwood.
Yes, welcome to Drive this Friday afternoon. We are coming to you from the Tote in Johnston Street, Collingwood, the authentic live music venue synonymous with live music in this city. If you spent any time watching live music in the past, what I reckon, 4 decades, you probably know it. Your favourite band in the front bar, the first date in the beer garden, the stinky toilets and the sticky floor. Sorry, Shane, the owner, sitting right beside me. The Tote's got it all, but above all, it is an absolute bastion of support for the live music sector. So what I want to know from you is, when was the last time you turned out to watch live music? And was it a local band or a big international act? We've had huge weekends here in Melbourne, giants like Oasis inspiring people to get out and about, and that is all good. But the big international acts soak up money that's not spent on homegrown gigs. In the last 6 years, more than 300 music venues have disappeared in this state. It's cost of living, it's insurance, it's rent, licensing fees, changes to how we consume live music, all of that is to blame. So how do we support the industry better? What do you think will keep live music in Melbourne alive? We'll hear from the venues, the artists, the lobby groups, the politicians, but what do you think? Come and join me at the Tote. We have a bit of a crowd here already. There's plenty of room. Come on down. Or, of course, listen this afternoon and give me a call, 1300 222 774.
On the ABC Listen app, your smart speaker, and on your radio.
I'll talk to Shane in a moment, but in that earlier conversation, Shane issued a challenge to the state's Minister for the Arts, Colin Brooks, to come and work a shift at the Tote. I asked the Minister if he would. Have a listen.
Well, I'm very happy to drop in and see Shane and have a chat with him at the Tote. I don't know whether he'd get much being going to be working a whole shift, but I'm absolutely keen to engage with him and have a chat to him about the challenges down there at the Tote.
Well, Colin Brooks is the Minister for Creative Industries and the member for Bundoora. Colin Brooks, welcome. Sorry you're not here in person, but thank you for joining us.
No, I'm sorry I'm not there too, Ali. Apologies for that. I've just got to say, I might sound like I've been there at the front bar all day. I've been to the dentist, so if people can hear me slurring my speech, it's because of a trip to the dentist, not a trip to the Tote. Audience boost of 31 million patrons every year, and over 7,000 jobs. So this is a really big step change, and the benefit here is it would be, if it's implemented, it would be a permanent change. So it's not a grant program that one government might run and another government might take away and people can't plan on it. it's a change to the economics of live music, and it would be permanent, and that'd be a big thing, I think.
You're listening to the State Minister for Creative Industries, Colin Brooks. The 774 Drive is coming to you live from the Tote this afternoon. We're talking about how we can do better in supporting live music. Colin Brooks, that's a lot that the federal government can do. You're obviously state government. What about state tax breaks? Things like payroll tax. Can you help with insurance costs? What sort of things has the state government got on the table?
Yeah, certainly the things we're doing at the moment are focused on providing direct financial support. So we run the Victorian Gig Fund, which is grants out to organisations like the Tote to run live music. So they're eligible for grants of up to $11,000. There's been 280 venues over the last couple of years that have received those grants. One of the really important things we're doing is backing in artists, up and coming artists through our program Music Works, which is grants for emerging artists to take the next step in their career journey. So that's really about nurturing the next generation of talent. There's the Live Music Festival Fund, which is grants up to 50,000 because festivals have faced a whole range of challenges as well, and that's to help them. Really important for regional Victoria as well. And another program which I think is really exceptional is run by Abacos again. Is we funded to the tune of $2 million Songmakers program, which is run in schools, and it's about teaching young people the art of writing songs. I had the opportunity recently to pop down to a venue in Collingwood and listen to people who'd come through that program, young people who were teamed up with someone from the music industry, experts in the music industry, and the day I was there, they had a chance over the morning to come together and to write a song. And we all listened to the performances as they were played back to us, and it was incredible. There's no doubt at all that we have incredible talent. Our young people are incredibly talented in terms of music, and that's why I'm sure that Victoria will continue to be the live music capital of the country.
Colin Brooks, you're obviously very confident about that, but there's a lot that is still on the table that can be done. Do you acknowledge that as a state government?
Absolutely. No, we absolutely get that, and I'm sure that Shane will point to a range of areas there today.
I'm sure he will too. He's sitting right beside me.
Yeah, and we're keen to keep listening and to keep working with the sector, and making sure that we remain the live music capital. The Live Performance Australia demonstrates that that's not just an idle boast, that Victorians support live music. They spend more than the other state on live music performance. They go to more live music, 2,000 music venues in Victoria. 41% of Australians think that live music, Victoria's live music capital of the country. So that we're seen as the live music capital. And what Shane's passionate about, I know, and I share this passion, is making sure that we maintain that mantle and we nurture the talent that's coming through.
Colin Brooks, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck with that numb mouth, which didn't seem to affect you too badly.
Would have been cheaper to come down to the Tote, I think, anyway. So.
Yeah, maybe you can do something about dental fees. There's another question. Colin Brooks, thank you very much for your time. That's the Minister for Creative Industries here in Victoria. Well, Shane Hilton is the owner of the Tote, sitting here with us. This is the venue that we have chosen because it is quintessentially live music here in Melbourne. Shane, hello.
Hi, Ali. Nice to see you.
What do you make of what you just heard there from the Minister?
Look, yeah, I believe that they're wanting to save live music because we're beyond crisis point. I think they recognise that. I just think that they are acknowledging it, which is only the first step. We've got a lot more to do. Some of the things that Colin may have mentioned, sorry.
I think, Shane, we're just having a little bit of trouble with your microphone, so we might just try and fix that because we want to be able to hear what you've got to say.
I haven't been to the dentist.
We'll just switch mics.
I can lean back now as well.
Well, yeah, no, you can lean back, but you can't talk yet because I don't think we've quite sorted that out. So we'll try and fix that up. So have another go, Shane. See how
are we doing now?
No?
No.
Oh, I might have to share my microphone with you, Shane, which I'm sure I'm very happy to do. Shane Hilton does run. Woo! Now we've got it coming from every direction.
Just keep talking.
Yeah, I can keep talking for as long as we need to talk. Shane Hilton is the owner of the Tote, and in fact he owns it through the Last Chance Music Foundation, which was set up in 2023 to buy it. It's essentially followed a sale and a crowdfunding campaign, and so the Last Chance Music Foundation is a not-for-profit, and the whole idea of the foundation is to help music venues and certainly try and keep this venue, the Tote, as a not-for-profit, and they want to be able to preserve it as a live music venue. I don't know if we've got Shane. Yep, we can have.
Right here.
Hello, Shane.
Hi.
Apologies for all of
A
that.
little technical snafu.
Yeah, look, anyway, if you can remember what you were going to say, go back to your response to Colin Brooks, because you did have a chat. You did come. You didn't put a beer when he came down,
No,
did he?
no,
We
he
had a
didn't.
discussion as to whether that would be
Yeah,
useful.
but no, I think that the state government is genuine on wanting to help live music. Now, how they do that is a completely different story. I did hear him mention some of the things that we in the industry just think is a bit of a joke, but again, that's at least they're doing something.
And when you say a bit of a joke, what sort of thing are you talking about?
Well, I think that some of the things that have come through for live music venues don't directly benefit live music at all. The 10,000 gigs thing actually ended up costing us money to hold, so that doesn't help us.
So it's such a small amount of money, it's not covering your costs.
No, it goes directly to the artist, and we have costs as a venue. We weren't making those costs back when at all with those gigs. So
what is it that would help? Is it things, and it was interesting to hear Colin Brooks talk about what the federal government could do, the idea of tax offsets.
That is the number one thing we have to do. Now, I know that I think the Greens proposed an Australia Live thing, which is the tax reform at 10% for live music venues. I think he said 5. I think we need 10%. We need that now. We don't need to wait until next year, because in all honesty, we came out of COVID. We're still, as an industry, and this is not just live music, this is all of hospitality. We came out of COVID with no plan. We were just thrown to the wolves and went, you're open, go for it. But all of us came with debt out of COVID, all these things. We had a drop in attendance and we had rising costs. Now, you don't have to be an economist to work out what happens then. People go broke, we don't have the money to survive. And that's all hospitality, and particularly live music to a bigger degree, because we have way more associated costs.
And that's why we've lost more than 300
100%.
music venues.
We're going to lose more. Like, in all honesty, I actually own 2 venues. My other venue is so small, it's got a 100-cap band room. We don't make money. We lose money every week, and we can't continually do that. So
a tax offset is one thing. The other really big cost is insurance premiums.
That's right.
How do you, what would you like to see happen with them?
Generally, if the industry, we're going through getting our insurance at the moment, it is impossible. Now, the state government could just go on and negotiate on our behalf. Now, whether they do or don't, I don't know, but it would get us a better premium. We're cultural institutions. We're important to society and to the community around us. Surely that's the one favour they could do us, because it is out of control. Like, if you're paying $50,000 a year in public liability, and
you're not making that.
You're not making that.
No.
No.
You're listening to Shane Hilton, who's the owner of the Tote, 774 ABC Radio Melbourne Drive. It's coming to you from the Tote. We are talking about live music. I'd love to hear your ideas for what you think would make a difference. What will help this industry remain alive? 1300 222 774. Stay here, Shane, because I've got more questions for you.
Go
but
for it.
Station reporter Kate Mead is here with another live music venue owner.
Yes, I've got just. We'll just get that mic on.
We'll get that mic on.
We get it, it's live.
And then we'll be able to get Kate going as well.
Radio 1.
Kate, I think, go.
Yeah, we're coming to you from the bar in a live venue.
Well, we're all in the bar, Kate.
We're all in the bar.
No distinguishing that.
I'm actually sitting at the bar with Justin from the nightclub. What are your thoughts when you're hearing about this?
I think it's great to hear everyone talking about it and all of these ideas on the table. Particularly the insurance one has been driving everyone into the ground. I'd like to make the point that you never hear the phrase millionaire live music venue owner.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. Is, we're all like really passionate cultural warriors. We care about the music. We care about what's going on. We do need a lot of help at the moment, and we're seeing this trend, this reduction in consumption of alcohol amongst young people.
But in the meantime, we need that relief. And
the insurance, the tax offsets, the alcohol excise, as Justin was just saying.
Yeah, and we need a genuine plan for live music. We need our peak body to be funded in order to represent us. We need, that's a basic thing that we need as an industry. We need to have, we need the ATO off our backs, because we've all got the ATO. running down our neck. And it's not our fault that COVID happened, yet we're paying the price.
So, what do you give back to the people of Victoria?
A good time. I give a place for the community to come together and express themselves. I give young people a meaning in life, because being young nowadays is not easy. They can come here, they can express themselves, they make art. If you look around in this pub, you'll see all the posters. It's not just music that we do visual, we do radio, podcasts. They bring genuine answers to the questions that we have today. These things that are happening in this venue will be talked about in 50, 60, 100 years. We are a living museum of right now, and we always will be.
Shane Hilton, really good. And thank you so much for hosting us, and really good to talk to you.
Right.
And we'll touch base with you again through the course of the afternoon.
Thank you.
Shane is right. If you've never been to the Tote, it is a work of art in itself, sometimes crumbling work of art, but there is, whether it's the stickers, the photographs, the posters, the smell, the graffiti, it is just quite an extraordinary place to be, and there is such a sense of history in every inch of this place. So we are coming to you from the Tote. If you've got some thoughts about what will help Melbourne's live music scene.
But with Ireland having it up, with France, there's some great models that are coming through, and I think the more evidence that we can gather, that's the conversation we need to sort of move towards. Talking earlier about the stadiums, amazing. All the people out, the streets were pumping, the venues close to to Marvel and Amy.
Fiona's great. She's the new Music Victoria. She's great, but they just mentioned Always Live.
But it's not flowing through.
I've got the smallest but busiest live music venue
We need to see the economic
in the Melbourne CBD. We didn't get one Always Live show,
Levy can be very triggering.
and the Tote got a photo shoot that we didn't charge them for. We just said someone rang, one of the artists wanted to be photographed here for Always Live, so they came down. And that was it.
There, they can put a fee on that gets through, that comes through, so we're not dealing with ticketing companies.
Kate Lees, thank you, 774 station reporter in the room. You're with Hot Milk Machine.
Yes, I am. I've got Paige with me, and Paige, I just said to you, you're a guitarist in a band, live, playing in Melbourne every weekend. Are you optimistic? What did you say?
Unsure, because our band, we're all still quite young. We've been gigging since we've been all under 18. We've still got under 18 members. And it's honestly been really difficult to get an avenue into live music in Victoria and in Australia in general, because there's just a lack of third spaces for underage kids. There's lack of underage gigs. It's, a difficult place to get into.
So there's no path, essentially?
Not really, and there's a lot going on with the push and with Amplify to try and get there, but it's just not there enough at the moment. Like, we've played a couple of all ages gigs, but it's not as much as we'd like to.
So is that for you the main focus? I mean, if you look to the future and the future of live music, is it getting the opportunities for those young artists? Is that your main priority?
100%, definitely, because if there's not these third spaces for young people to build a community, especially at the moment, there just won't be a future for live music with no new audiences coming in.
Thank you so much for being here, and we're going to have a chat with you a little later. Yes, that is the Chats. I cannot tell you how many times I have just wanted to play that song. We are coming to you, ABC Radio Melbourne Drive, from the Tote in Johnson Street, Collingwood. We're talking about the live music industry, how we make it more sustainable and how we do a better job of supporting it. And of course, at the heart of it is the musicians, is the artists. It would be nothing without them. Eamon Sandwith is the lead singer of the Chats. Eamon, hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Have you played here?
Yeah, heaps. Yeah.
Heaps. It's like second home.
Yeah, no, it really is. Yeah, I think we played here like 3 weeks ago.
What's special about the Tote as an artist?
What's special? I mean, you walk in and you see like 20 of your mates, and you do walk in, it's like a second home. Like, we've got mates I've made here that I wouldn't have met in any other walk of life, because they're much older than me or younger or in completely different line of work. But here it's like it's all stripped away and everyone's just here for the music, which is what we're all here for, I guess.
You've been around since 2016, is that right?
Yeah.
So it makes you sound ancient, doesn't it? Not really. So in that time, though, I imagine that you've seen some change in the live music industry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, COVID happened in that time, so, yeah.
Is it harder or easier now compared to pre-COVID?
Compared to pre-COVID, yeah, I'd say it's a bit harder. It's a bit harder. Everything's more expensive. I mean, liquor licensing and just getting out and enjoying a night can cost like $200 now, you know.
Is that the biggest challenge, do you think? Is just affordability?
Yeah, for young people, for sure. You got to really pick and choose what you're going to do on the weekend. You can't just go nuts as much as you want to, you know. And yeah, you kind of have to be frugal in today's day and age.
What does that mean for artists, for bands, for being able to get gigs, booking venues, that sort of thing?
What does it mean? Well, it means it can be a bit harder, you know, in terms of booking shows. I feel like people don't really buy pre-sale tickets anymore. Not that that's a huge deal, but I understand why, because people just don't have the funds as readily available as they used to or would like to. And that kind of makes bookers go, oh, well, maybe no one cares about this band, and makes the band go, well, no one cares about us, no one's coming. But that's not always the case, you know. People are stoked on it and people want to go, but they just, a lot of the time, don't have the means to.
What do you think would make the biggest difference? Like if you were in charge, if you could change something, maybe a couple of things, what would you do?
I guess liquor licensing would be the big one. I think that's where a lot of venues get stung and have to kind of up the cost for everything else. But yeah, I mean, funding for these kind of venues would go a long way. And yeah, the grants and stuff, as Rick mentioned.
Interesting you mentioned liquor licensing, because one of the things that we were talking about earlier is young people don't drink like they used to. And the business model. Not all of you, apparently. But do you think that there is part of that is sort of thinking a bit differently about how music's consumed?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we started our band when we were still in high school. We had nowhere to play. There was 2 venues on the sunny coast and you had to be 18 to play at both of them. So we just had nowhere.
So Melbourne is a dream compared to that.
Yeah, it's utopia. So yeah, I mean, you do need more spaces, like Paige was saying. You need spaces where kids can just go and hang out. And I want to give a shout out to Singing Bird in Frankston, because it's one of the best examples of a place like that where kids can just go and just hang out, and you know, it's not about drinking or drugs or anything like that. They're there just for music. They're there to make friends and kind of foster a community together.
So you understand what Paige is talking about, just how hard it is to get that start.
Yeah, I remember what that was like, for sure.
Optimistic?
Optimistic? Yeah. I'll try to be. No, I think it's good. I think we're on a good roll.
Well, you've got a good turnout here today, and partly that is because I'm sure people are optimistic. Eamon, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Eamon Sandberg there, who's the lead singer of the Chats. We are joining you this afternoon from the Tote in Collingwood. From the point of view of the artist, though, how important are venues like this to you?
Well, absolutely important. Like, you know, if we didn't have this place, other places, well, this place especially, like, we wouldn't be able to do the stuff that we do, not at all, you know. And we've been a band for a year, right?
So you're young, you're new.
Yeah, we've played like over 50 shows, you know, interstate. You know, a lot of them have been here, I reckon, like, you know, 10, 15 of them, right? And it's just, it is really like a social institution, like, and if places like this start going under, then people like me have nothing.
2 things I wanted to ask you that I'm interested to know whether you think will make a difference. Living wage for artists? Are we at that point?
Sure, yeah, I mean, we take anything we can get, you know, we're frothing at the mouth for it.
That is that waiting for that big check. But the other thing we've been discussing is, and maybe I could just do a straw poll in the room actually, the whole idea of doing a levy on the big tickets. I asked you before, but I didn't sort of stop to listen to the response. Do you think a 3% levy on the big tickets, so I'm talking Oasis, AC/DC, Metallica, that sort of thing, do you think that that would make a a really significant difference at the grassroots level if it was funneled through? Just give me a yes or a no. No, I think that seems to be one thing that is potentially on the cards, and the government is part of that recommendation from that federal inquiry, and it actually could. So what's the issue?
I reckon it's like the systems that are put in place, like, you know, insurance companies, alcohol tax and all of that bullshit, you know.
Yeah, I
can't take you bloody anywhere, mate.
Australian success story traces its roots back to the early 1990s in Geelong. Adelita is the lead singer of Magic Dirt. What does the Tote mean to you?
So much, Ellie. We were discovered here back in the early 90s. We did a show in that back room. And there
Which probably hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. Same sticky carpet, yeah. There was like 3 people in the room and 2 of them were industry dudes and like really cool ones. And they discovered us, yeah. We were the first band on.
And prior to that, you just played in Geelong?
Yeah, we only did like probably a few shows, a year's worth or something like that. We were just babies, yeah. And we got signed.
How many times have you played since here?
Oh, so many times. It's like my home away from Geelong. You know, played here a lot. I know this pub back to front.
You've been in, as we said, you've been in the business since the 1990s. You would have seen a fair bit of change between then and now in the entire industry.
Yeah. Look, I get asked this a lot, and I'm just not an expert. I'm just a
But your own personal experience.
You know, I can only talk from my personal experience, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's changed a lot. I mean, I'm much older, but it's great that the Tote is still here. It's like it was around when I was around, you know, back then, and it's still going, which is amazing to me. You know, this pub has been fought for on many occasions and it's still standing, so that's amazing.
Were you part of that in 2010? Because this pub was shut down, there were big disagreements about liquor licensing. I mean, with thousands and thousands of people took to the street outside, there was a massive campaign, and they changed the laws, and the Tote and other venues came back.
Yeah, I was part of most of the, you know, there's been a few. But I mean, with the digital age, that's the main thing that's happened, you know. I remember when the internet started, I was like, oh, this is just a fad. It's never gonna, what's this? So that's been crazy to me, and just all the downloading of music, not paying for it, all that stuff, like, we don't have to pay for music, we just download. That stuff really just fries my brain, yeah.
Do you think people are still turning out to watch live music like they used to, say pre-COVID?
I think they are, yeah. I definitely, yeah. There's definitely still a strong live scene. I don't know about quantity, like numbers. Sometimes it feels like there's heaps, and then some days you feel like, where is everybody? But I think that's always been like that, but I'm not sure like what the numbers are, but I feel like people really like live music still, and they're definitely still going out. There's still a hunger for it. People love going to see live shows, not just for the music, but just to connect and bond, which is what, is it Lockie from the Wombats?
Yeah.
Yeah, was saying just that connection, you know, it's just a hangout. So yeah, definitely. Large and small, so you just deal with it, whatever it may be.
You may not know, but in the last 6 years, more than 300 music venues have disappeared from the landscape here in Victoria. Live music, we have weekends like we had last weekend, and it was absolutely huge, but the industry is struggling. And so what we're talking about today is how we can help, how we can better support the live music industry here in Victoria. Give me a call, 1300 222 774 is the number if you've got an idea of what you think would make a difference. Of course, if you're here, station reporters Kate Mead is in the room. Kate, you're with Tony, I think?
I am, and we've been talking to about those big bands that have just been here. Oasis has been here, we've got Metallica this Saturday, next week AC/DC. Tony, you've got an idea.
Yeah, I think particularly for the international bands that are coming through, a lot of the support acts, they just bring overseas bands with them, but if they should mandate that one, if not all, of the support acts should actually be local to like Melbourne or Australia at least, so that you get 50,000 people going to Marvel Stadium to watch Oasis. If they get there early enough, they'll see a new a new Melbourne band. And
we talked about that a bit earlier because I think New South Wales has actually mandated that. I'm a little unclear on exactly what. In fact, just bear with me for one tick because we are also joined by Gabriel DeVitri, who's a Greens member. And Gabriel, can you just welcome, thank you for coming down. Can you answer that? Do you know if there is a mandate for Victoria?
I don't know if there is, I'm sorry, but I think it's a really brilliant idea.
It just means that you get people will potentially discover new bands and become fans of new bands, and if they've got merch there, buy CDs and records and t-shirts and what have you, and that just generates a bit of extra income for those new bands and gives them a bit of a leg up and a good support or a good basis to kickstart their career.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a really good idea to me. What have you heard this afternoon? Does it buoy you? Does it worry you?
No, it makes me happy to hear all these great optimistic views that we've got and opinions on how we can change things. I just really want to make the point, firstly, to the community. You are the number one thing that can make the difference to live music, whether that's all ages gigs in venues, gigs at festivals. If you show up, the bands will play, the bands will make money, we will make money, and we will survive. So it's on the community to come out and support the local and emerging artists, whether it's on Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. Come, it's brilliant.
And then, if you come, you then provide the influence and the pressure for the powers that be.
That's right. And
to change.
For the powers that be. Now, I did hear something about Anthony Albanese's t-shirt preference. Well, let me just point this out. Me and Albo have the exact same music taste. Now I'm telling him, if he doesn't do something now, we are going to die. And those bands will not exist. We had the New Christ here last week, which is Radio Birdman affiliated, his favourite band. We need that environment for bands like that to come out and be strong again. And we need our venues to be strong, and we need our bands to be strong, and we need our community to be strong. So we need him to act now. Not in 6 months, when they do what they're doing. We need them to step out now and make a difference. But thank you to Ali, thank you to ABC, thank you to everyone for coming down, and keep coming.
Yeah. Really well said, and we will.
Hey Shane, how'd it go?
That was alright.
What do you reckon? Come on.
I had more to say, but I'll say it another time.
Oh,
it's alright. It was good. It was a great turnout. Yeah, happy now. I've got to do it.
What are you going to do now?
I've got to work even longer.
Yeah, me too. Hey, on that note.